React. I need to start React. Okay, so we will see where we were yesterday. So we were trying to do this API call. Let's run this API call again and see what's happening. So this is all data which I'm displaying. Let's see in the database. Let's see in the database. How is things going on? Okay. So I have users auth and I am getting this 2 number with all the details here, and I'm getting all the details which I displayed here. Okay, so this one was done yesterday and we are done with the API. So only thing remaining is in the API that this information which is coming here, it should come from the JavaScript and not from the hard coded value. So let's do this JavaScript in the JavaScript. You remember we in the React when we did React part something we were doing the fetch kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Somehow I need to see the configuration for the fetch because when I'm using the fetch in this case, I am not getting this session variable set. This session variable is not set in the fetch. Maybe I need to pass additional parameter in the fetch to make this session work. But with the jQuery stuff, I'm able to set the session. So we will do jQuery now, and I will go to the document of the fetch to see what parameter I need to pass to save this session values. Right now, session values are not saved if I use the fetch one. So right now we will use uh, jQuery Ajax call, and later on I will research on fetch if I can do that. Otherwise, we will use jQuery part only in setting the sessions for our case. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go in the front end, and whenever I call this, let's say Google Auth, for example, Google login. After I get this user data, I will call this post to API function, and here I will write down my function, right? So I will write down here. So right now let's remove lot of console.log. I don't need so many console.log. Let's remove lot of console.log. That will disturb me which console.log is which one. So I will delete all the console.log. Okay, let's go here in the here also I will delete it right now. Later on I will see what's okay. Right now I will only put it here in the post API so that I can see what is coming in the post API. Let's preview this in the Chrome. So if I say Google, so it goes to the Google website and then comes back with some data, and I'm posting this to my function. This is the function I'm calling, and this is the object which I'm getting. I have display name, email, photo URL, profile URL, provider UID, refresh token, and UID. So all this data I have to pass to this my API. So right now there are three functions which we have to remember in any Ajax call. But today I will do only one function which is required in this case. But I will put all the three functions here for you to understand. First is the post JSON. I want to post something JSON on the server. If I have to post JSON data to server. Next is function post, only post. This is something when I want to post data in key value pair, key equal to value, ampersand, key 1 equal to value 1, like this in this format. If I want to pass this format, I will use this post function. And third function will be this third function. Anyone tell me what is the third function? It's a get. So if I'm doing search part or I'm doing any other thing, search related stuff, so I will be using get method. So anything search related, I will use get method. So for now, since I will be using jQuery to use all this data, I need the jQuery file on the in this page to be called. Let's see. So I will put the jQuery file here, and I will get this jQuery from this folder, JS folder. I will put it in this my religion folder. So I put this jQuery code here, jQuery 3.2.1, and I am using this. I will go dot dot, that is one level up. Then I'll go to JS folder and I will call the jQuery. Since we are using this post JSON, post and get using the jQuery, so we need the jQuery library inserted in our code. Okay, so that's about the jQuery. Now what happened, whenever Google will log in, I will post to API my user data, and here I will, in the post API, I get all the object. And what is that object? This object, display name, email, photo URL, this all I have to pass to the backend. So what I will do now, okay, let's remove the unnecessary one. Now here I will call the post JSON function, that is this function. I will not tell you about this and this today. I will only talk about this function because we are using this function. So in this function, I need the URL where I want to post my data. Second thing, I need the data which I want to post. So maybe you can call it as data, you can call it as post data, whatever name you want, you can call it, or you can call it, say, maybe params. Whatever name you want to give, you can give. So now I will call the jQuery function. So what is the URL I have to call? Which URL I have to call? I am in the auth. Which URL I have to call?
API.
API, because we have our code in the API. And we are now what we are trying to do, we are trying to replace this hard coded value with the value which I will be passing from here. So URL is something called as api.php. I'll just put API URL. And params is something, the information which I want to post, that is the object. I'll put it object. These two information will go to the server, and server is api.php. Now here I will use jQuery library, and jQuery library is like this. I will create one variable. Maybe you can say X, Y, Z, anything. I will put JQXHR, just a name. It's a name. I can put anything. And I will use $.ajax. This is the method which jQuery wants us to use. And after this function, after this ajax, I will say .done. Done means, that means if it posts to the server, then it will go inside this part, inside the done part. If some error comes, then error goes into the fail part. So it should go into this fail. So inside each I need to pass some parameters. If it is successful, it will go here done. If it is failed, it will go fail. And if it is before doing this done and fail, it will take the parameters here, that is the URL and params here. So let's try to put the URL and params here. Here it will be the object, so I will start with the curly bracket. And inside the curly bracket, I will say URL colon URL. It's a JSON format. So what is the URL? URL is this it is a jQuery word keyword, and this URL is this URL. So if you get confused with this, let's change the name of this URL to maybe post URL. So I will say URL is this post URL, and this post URL is api.php. So first parameter is the URL. Second parameter is the type, that is the post. If it is get, we will say get. If it is delete, we will say delete. If it is put, we will say put. Then we will say data. So what is the data? Data is this param. It is an object, and this does not take the object. So we have to stringify. So I will say JSON dot stringify. It does not take the object directly. It has to get the data in the string format, and I will say params. After that, I will say content type, and content type will be application slash JSON semicolon character set equal to UTF-8. It's the character set. That's it. So this is the four things I am passing. One is the URL, which is this one. Second is the type of post. Third is the data. Data is this object. Since object does not go here, we have to stringify. This is a JavaScript function. Then the content type. Content type is application slash JSON semicolon, and in the here I will say character set is UTF-8. And after done, I will create one function. This is the first function I will use after done, and here I will pass some maybe value, maybe uh, response from the server. This will come as a response from the server. And in the fail also I will use a function, and here I will pass here I have to pass some callback, that is failed. And so failed will be, I can say, it takes three parameters. One parameter is called JQXHR, and it takes another parameter settings and EX. So you don't have to remember all this kind of thing, just pass three parameter. You can put XYZ also, but to give the meaningful name, I put this one, JXHR settings and EX. So let's see what is coming in each one. So I will say console.log JQXHR is, I will see what is coming. So, and then I will see which one I need for my project. All may not be needed, so I don't know which one gives exactly what I need. And here is a successful response. I will say success equal to response. So it's a response. Whenever we post this data in this URL, we post this data. When the server will give some response, it will go here. And if something error comes, it will go here. Now we have to change something in this API.php, because right now we were taking hard code value, but now it will come some data from this file. So we need to modify this part to get the data from this part. So let's see, let's put some lines of the code and see what is coming. So to get the data from this file in PHP, we have following two lines of the code. I will create one variable post. You can name it anything. I will say file get contents, and in the bracket you will say PHP / input. This statement is to get the data from the AJAX call. So whenever we pass the data in the JSON format like this, in PHP we have to take it like this. But this will be in the string format, so we need to convert into the array format. So to convert into array format, I will create another variable called as post data is equal to, or I can give the name of user data is equal to, I will use PHP function JSON decode, and I will use a post. This post value, I will use it here, and I will put comma true. This true is required for the array, and if I don't pass true, it will go as an object. But since I want in PHP, array is much easy to manipulate, so I will use true to make it array. True is used to make it in array. Else it will be object. Now I will print our this user data to what is coming. Now I will show you how it works. I'll refresh this page. I'll call the Google authentication. Okay, so it goes to the post API, then it goes to the jQuery, and in the jQuery we put 3 console.log. If you remember, it's going to the error part. It is 1, 2 and 3. But right now we are not concerned with this error. I don't want to show you error now. Let's go to the network panel, and here we will see api.php is called, and in the response I will see what is displaying here. So this is nothing, this response is nothing but what we put in the api.php. This is the user data. So if I see user data display name is this, email is this, photo URL is this, profile UID is this, refresh token is this, UID is this, provider ID is this. So whatever data I created here, I'm getting all same from the front end to the back end. If I see the headers, I am calling the API, that is the api.php, and then I'm passing this data in the JSON format. So this is the data which we get from the Firebase. We are posting to this API, and in the API we see the response. We see the response, this one which I am displaying it here. So now instead of making the hard code value of this one, I will comment this all, because I don't need this hard coded value now, because I'm getting now the real data from the API, and now the real data will pass further and it will go into the database. So let's refresh it and check it again. So if you see in the database, I have only the Google one. Now we will try with Facebook. If you see in the code, I put this post API only in the Google. Let's put this in all other provider. Let's say I will put for Facebook, Twitter, GitHub. I will refresh it now. I'll say Facebook now. Okay, so once I said Facebook, it goes to this API, and then it is giving success response. And success response is the success one, and we get the user information. And if I see network panel, I have api.php. You will see the response. Response is success equal to 1, and user is the information or the user which we get from the api.php. This all information is there, and I have the user ID 4. And if I go to the table, I will see another user is created with my different email, and this is a Facebook provider, and this is the UID, login time, and profile UID. Let's try this with the Twitter. Once Twitter is done, so I got API for the Twitter also. Let's refresh it. So I got the display name, profile image, Twitter, member, created date, logged in time, profile UID. GitHub will give error because I have same email with other one, so GitHub will give error. Otherwise, we can show that also. Let's go to the GitHub and see what's coming. So GitHub is showing error. This is not the error which I displayed it here. I displayed the error, some error here. If you remember, this is not the GitHub error. The GitHub will give the error here only. The response will be the uh, actually the response will be the error. So it's giving the response. Okay, this is the previous one. So we are getting error is, let's see where is the error coming on. We are getting the error here. So this is coming from the Firebase only. This error is from the Firebase only. We are getting some error in the Firebase, which we can see here. So this is the one which we are getting. Error is this error. So right now I'm not displaying error on the page. We can display the error here, but later on we can give the error anywhere we want. Now if I refresh it, now how to know that if everything is successful or not? So in the auth.php, I will print out the session to show you how the things are working or not. I will now print our session. What is the value in the session? So if I refresh the session value, you will see the user ID is 5. If you see here, user ID is 5. Now if I go to login as a Google, and then I refresh the page, you will see the user ID is changed to 3 because now I am logged in as a Google. Now session is changed to 3. If I join as a Facebook, the user ID should become 4. I have to refresh the page because it's a PHP, it's not a React. It's a PHP, so it has to get the refresh. So if I now refresh the page, I'm getting user ID 4. That means session is changed whenever I'm clicking the different authentication method. So we are done with this authentication part. But once after I get the success message, I will redirect user to another page. So for example, I will say window dot location dot hrefs is equal to, this is the way to redirect in the JavaScript, window dot location dot hrefs to, I will change the user to maybe home.php. Let's see now. So this is my page. I will log in as a Google. So once I'm logged in, it will be redirected me to the home.php page. So now the user is redirected to home.php. Now I'm logged in with the Google. That's why I'm able to see the logout button. Got it?
Yeah, but it's very complicated.
It's very complicated. So you have to watch the video again and again. Do it multiple times. If you do 5 times, then it will be easy for you. And these steps are, is I have used this step in almost all the projects. So for me, it is kind of piece of cake because in all the projects I am using this kind of steps. So if you do 4 5 times, you will also feel very easy. Right now, you have to just understand what I'm doing. I'm calling the jQuery function and I'm trying to post the data. And in the API, I try to manipulate it, the data which is coming. So watch the video, try to do at the same time whenever you get time. and maybe you can make it. It will be easy for you after some time.
Yes.
Some things are very simple, and some things are complicated like this. If I don't show you this complicated stuff, then you will be lost because everything is not simple. You have to go little step by step. You have to learn difficult things also, because
Yes.
whatever I showed you, it was Dreamweaver driven. Gradually, you have to move to the code and you have to write whole code yourself. And so I am doing small part of the code here in this exercise, which will help you in future. Maybe now you will feel it difficult, but when you do multiple times, it will be easy.
Yes.
So let's stop recording.